April and May is 8 years when I moved to San Diego and started a business. Oh my gosh. I look back and I'm like, wow, 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 wow. You know, no wonder I had so many people saying I was ambitious. That was a nice way of saying you're kind of crazy, but we love you. So 2012, 8 years ago, I started a business, and it's through my entrepreneurial journey that God has done the most amount of healing in my heart. Because God knows the deeper issues in your life, and He will use any external circumstances to begin to impact that. And so that's what began to happen in me. And so through the past 8 years, and then Fit Plus Faith was ultimately developed out of that a few years later, since 2015, like I said, August of 2015, it's been through that journey that God has brought in my sphere the most amazing people in business, in entrepreneurship, in health. He has put together and brought the most amazing people that I've had the pleasure of meeting and coming alongside and collaborating with over the past 8 years. It's been so much fun. It looks nothing like what I thought it would when I first started. But looking back, that's okay. God has had His different path, and I have learned to surrender and to submit and to enjoy the journey, which took a while for me to get to that point of enjoying the journey. But now I do. And He's brought amazing people in my path. So minimum of 2 years ago, maybe even 2 to 3 years ago, He brought an amazing person into my path. And it was through a separate Christian entrepreneur group that I was a part of. And I remember seeing this girl and seeing her business, and I'm just like, wow, this girl is doing something powerful. She's doing something amazing. And I see God working so beautifully and powerfully in her life and in her business. I'm inspired by her. There's different people that God will bring into your life that you're inspired by. And as entrepreneurs, we need those other entrepreneurs to be inspired by. And so that happened with this woman. And I was just like, wow, God, if you could ever use me the way you're using her, I am sold. I would love that, because I'm inspired by what I saw God doing in and through her in her business. And her business had nothing to do with faith on the outside. On the outside. My business on the outside, Fit Plus Faith, you know the faith is going to be a part of it. Her business, not faith-based business on the outside. But God will use His people in so many different ways. And it's just a beautiful thing. So I just remember, wow, being really inspired by this girl and kind of following her journey for a few years and seeing her business just start to explode. And it was just incredible and inspiring. And then last year, I saw her again at a few different conferences I was at. So it was fun to reconnect with her and be like, hey, we've been connected online. Now we're actually meeting in person. How much fun is this? And just being able to share with her how inspired I had been by her when she didn't even know me before, how inspired I had been. And so then we met again at a few different conferences last year, and I really began to see the heart of what God was doing in and through her business. And so that was just, it was really awesome. And so then I see God just blessing and just taking her life from struggling to pay the bills, about to get evicted, to multi-million dollars in business, and just her family being able to thrive. And what she had was an all-natural organic skincare company. So I'm like, that's awesome. You know, health and skincare, natural, beautiful, pure. I love that. But come to find out, that's just the beginning of so much more of what her bigger plans and goals and dreams were for helping people in their health. And so the more I began to get to know her, I began to understand, wow, we're actually really aligned in healthy mind, body, and spirit. She just goes about it in a different way because she has these products that she uses. But ultimately, her heart's desire is to see women step into who they were created to be, just like me. That's awesome. That's so beautiful. So I began to find how much more aligned we were on the deeper and deeper levels. And so then, guys, it was last fall that I found out that she was beginning to bring on partners ultimately into her business. And I was just like, oh my gosh, guys, if there was ever a person and a company that I believed in their heart, their mission, and the purity of nature in their products, well, that's just a match made in heaven, right? Like that's something that I have to know about. And maybe I want to bring that into the ladies that I serve, the community that God has given me to support them in their health. So I began to explore that. And it was back in the fall that we found out that this is coming, and we will ultimately begin to be able to partner with her and begin to get the word out of these absolutely incredible, game-changing, natural and holistic products to help you in your health. One of the things that you'll know about Fit Plus Faith is I have never put my reputation and backed a particular product company. And so people have asked me about supplements, they've asked me about protein powder, they've asked me about all these different things. And I'm like, yeah, I can point you to a few things that you could go get at Whole Foods or at Sprouts, but there was never like one company that I was like, this is the best of the best, the top of the top. They've done their homework, they've done their research, they're committed to quality and purity, literally from the very bottom of the seed being planted in the soil with the farming practices and with how it's raised and how it's harvested and how it's produced. I have never had a company that I knew literally every step of the process that kept the highest quality of purity and integrity of nature, harnessing the power of nature and formulating things that harness the power of nature to help us in our health. So it's been a hole that I've been missing and a hole that I've been wanting to fill, but I wasn't going to go with it. I wasn't going to go with just any company, guys. And there's multiple companies out there that are reputable and that are good. They're few and far between, but they're there. But nothing that spoke to my soul, nothing that spoke to my heart in the bigger picture that I shared with you just moments ago, the bigger picture of why we use nature to help our health and why we want to become and be developed into the best versions of ourselves so that we can step into our individual and bigger callings. So when I found that there was a company that had the exact same goals, the heart-centered, faith-based goals, I was like, oh my gosh, I think this is why I've never found a perfect match. I wasn't going to put a square peg into a round hole. I wasn't going to force something that just wasn't right when God has given me the responsibility of my community. I take my reputation very seriously. I stand for integrity and quality. So why would I ever just find any willy-nilly company to say this is the one that I want to share with my audience? It wasn't right. It wasn't the right perfect fit for me. And so then when I found out that my friend Jamie was expanding her products from not just natural skincare and body care, but expanding them to ultimately encompass everything that we are going to need in our home, from our supplementation that I'm gonna blow your mind in just a minute with 3 of the amazing naturopathic supplements that have been formulated over the past year and a half. Not just with that, but with what we breathe, the chemicals that we're breathing every day in our cleaning products, in our laundry, right? In all the things that we come in contact with, that it is this bigger picture of ultimately being able to create a healthy and chemical-free home and life to support your health from literally every aspect, from when you wake up in the morning to when you go to sleep. Did you know that you interact with 500 chemicals a day? 500 manufactured chemicals a day in whatever you use in just your household cleaning products, in your shower, when you're bathing, with your shampoo and your soaps, with your candles. 500 chemicals a day that our body is trying to combat. And is it any wonder that we're struggling in our health? But what if we began to learn how we could start to eliminate those things in our life? Wouldn't that begin to take less of a burden from our body, having to fight all of that? Can't you see how our body would naturally begin to have freed up resources to begin to feel better and to thrive when we have removed some of the toxins in our life? That's what the ultimate goal of this partnership that I'm talking about is. All of those things are not yet available, but they're coming. They're in the works. And anything that I bring to you from this company, from this partnership, is the highest quality of natural products harnessed to do the job and to get you actual results. To get you actual results and to reduce what we call the toxic burden in your physical health and in your mental health. Do you know that your olfactory system, what you smell, your olfactory system is one of the most powerful systems in your brain? So what if we began to use chemicals that were infused with specific essential oils and specific herbs that were actually meant to boost our brain function, actually meant to boost our mood? Did you know that you can use scents in that way? But not just any smell, not just any scent, not something created in a lab, something that nature has given us that gives us those beneficial effects. Everything from how you interact with it into how you smell what you breathe in is helping your body improve and step into feeling more vibrant. Feeling just having a better thriving life. This is just a snapshot, guys. This is just a snapshot. But I want you to begin to understand the way that our body interacts with what we breathe, what we touch, what we come in contact with, what we eat, what we ingest, and what we think. These 4 key areas play into your overall health and well-being. And so we're going to begin to have things and utilize things, all natural, holistic ways to help boost your mood and your thriving in your body internally and externally. Man, that's just a snapshot. So I want to share with you three new things that are coming down the road in the next month. 3 new things that are coming down the road in the next month that are going to skyrocket your health. I am so excited. I'm not even going to be able to tell you all the details right now. There's so many. So within the next weeks, I will be giving additional trainings, additional education, and helping you understand what is this herb? What is this essential oil? What is this ingredient that is why it's going to help me? Why it's going to be beneficial for me? How do I get it in the best and purest, most potent form for my body? Because let me tell you, you can't just go take an herb or a supplement in a pill form, a vitamin or an herb off the shelf and ingest it and think that it's going to automatically stay that complete thing that you just took, that it's actually going to stay in that pure form when it breaks down into your body. Most of the times it's not. So we need to understand the science behind what's happening so that you can make educated choices and educated decisions so that you're not wasting your money on what you think is good, but actually it's not doing what it says it's supposed to do. But when we can actually finally have the right ways, and when we can scientifically track, this is the way, this is the key, then I'm going to be able to bring that to you so that you are more educated, so you can make better choices for your health, for you and your family. And then you will experience the actual results that you were supposed to experience. But have you ever taken just vitamins and supplements off the store and you're like, I don't really feel any different. Was that really worth it? Should I even keep going? Am I just taking this just because, but I think it's helping me, but I don't feel anything? You probably don't feel anything because either the quality is not there that they say is there, that there's too many other fillers, or that it's taken in an improper form, because it matters how you bring it into your body, whether it's a liquid, whether it's a powder, whether it's a pill that you swallow. It matters how it goes into your body because that plays into how it's broken down by your body. So you need to understand all of those things so that you're making wise choices for yourself. And so I'm going to be sharing so much more detail in the coming weeks so that you can understand when I say that I'm bringing something to you that is the purest form, the best, giving you the most amount of actual results from it, it's because they have done all the science, they have done all the researching, they have controlled the process from start to finish so that the quality is there and that it goes into your body in the way it is the